Okay, this is the most non-traditional Thanksgiving that I've had in probably forever. But my mother requested Indian food. And when your mom asks, I don't know about you, but you should listen to your mother. So I'm starting with the marinade for the tandoori chicken. This is 2 large cartons of plain Greek style full fat yogurt. I don't want the runny kind. I don't want the, and this is going to just pack my food processor, but I don't care because I don't care because I can freeze it after. So in fact, let's get the carton that it came in and I can stand this in there. Now, what I did first to have all this ready, I have a couple of, these are hotter peppers because they're longer and thin. Just gonna stick them in there. This is a jalapeno, just washed and seeded. This is chunks of peeled ginger. We're gonna throw that in. Wow, I don't know how this is gonna fit. These are peeled and chunks of sweet onions. You can use, I don't care if you have red onion, regular, whatever you have. And then, I always overdo it with the garlic, but I'll show you. I'm just piling in this onion. How the hell is my food processor even gonna turn on? Those are all cloves of garlic. So we're just gonna stuff that in. Now there is also some dry seasoning, some garam masala, some turmeric, and some curry powder that I put in this. But for now, I'm gonna put the top on my food processor, and I'm gonna turn it on and let it go for probably like 2 minutes to make sure it's liquid. I wanna make sure that I get all those onions, and that's gonna take a long time even to just pull that stuff under. So I won't talk over the food processor, have at it. Okay, I put about 4 big teaspoons of garam masala in the food processor. So I'm gonna leave that. This is some curry powder. And I'm gonna take at least a few good spoons of this. 1, 2. I don't worry too much about over seasoning this because it's a marinade. You're not gonna actually eat this, so it's not gonna be like, oh, it's so strong with curry powder, you know, it's too much. But that's 3 good sized spoons. I think that's good. I do have some ground cumin seed. I took the little shaker off because I didn't want to be shaking it for 5 minutes. So this is just, and I prefer to buy my cumin seed whole and then grind it myself. But for lazy stuff like this, it's okay to be lazy. And then this is some turmeric, which you know by its bright yellow color. And I'm not really gonna measure that. I'm just gonna shake it in because I kind of want a marinade that has a nice color to it. So that's a pile of spices on top. And now I'm gonna take the top and lock it back in because this food processor has a safety thing. It won't go without that in place. And now that it's on, we're gonna blend. Again, for another like minute or 2 to make sure that it's all incorporated. There's no big chunks of ginger or garlic in there. Okay, for everybody who thought that I was gonna overflow the food processor, darn close. But this, it didn't like splash up onto the lid, which is usually just a extra messy thing to clean. But boy, that is full. So I'm gonna have to scoop some of that out. And what I'll do is I'm just gonna drop it right back into this yogurt container and put it in some of it in the freezer so that the next time I wanna make tandoori chicken, I can just pull the marinade out and be done. If you're making all the mess, I always think you should make more mess. So, okay, I'm going to get this distributed. I hope, maybe. Okay, getting ready to do the tandoori chicken. So I took the 2 giant packages of chicken breasts and I did cut off like the gross like bits of fat and yucky stuff. So they're basically cleaned, and I mean I did miss like a little piece right over here. Whatever, see if I can take it off. So all I did was clean them, and then I cut them with a knife, not all the way through, but I sort of deep scored them so that when the marinade goes on, it just is more surface area. So they're kind of cut and ready to go. I think about 5 lemons here that I cut in half. I'm going to zest some. I have this OXO citrus juicer, so it's pretty easy to use. You just put this in this way. It's got a smaller end for lemons and a larger end for like grapefruit or something. So I'm gonna get these things juiced, and I have salt ready, and then my marinade will go on in a minute. So stay tuned. Okay, the lemons have all been juiced. I'm just gonna remove this, which collects the seeds. Okay, that'll be washed. This is how much juice I got out of, there's a seed in there, I got out of those lemons. So all I want to do now is just sort of distribute it enough to put a little bit of lemon juice on each of the chicken breasts. Same with this one. Okay, I was a little stingier on these because I didn't know how far it was gonna go. So you just pour on the lemon juice. Done. I also already ground this in the interest of time. So this is full of ground pink Himalayan salt. And I'm gonna just sprinkle this on. And now you're just gonna set a timer for about 15 minutes. You want this to sit, you're gonna turn it over and salt the other side, and then you're gonna pour on the tandoori marinade. But for now, we're just gonna let it sit 15 minutes. You can see when the lemon and salt has sat on this that it almost starts to cook it. It changes the texture of the chicken. I think that's what makes it so tender and so delicious to have tandoori chicken. So this is just its salt and lemon juice only. And after the salt and lemon juice, you can see that I get the tandoori marinade and pour that on. And at that point, once I have it separated into 2 dishes, so I need to make sure that both of them have the tandoori marinade. Leftover marinade can be frozen, and the yogurt containers that the yogurt came in are just great. You just throw it in there and drop it in the freezer. You can freeze the marinade like that. Oh, sorry about my thumb in the way. Look at that's a nice thumb. Oh, what an attractive thumb. At any rate, now I'm just turning them over a couple of times just to make sure that they're covered, because once they're packed into that marinating dish, bowl, whatever you want to call it, container, they're not going to get moved around a lot because it's so packed in there. So I had 11 chicken breasts all together. I did pull one out because there's just so many I couldn't even close them into the container. So this is just flipping them around to make sure that they're all covered with the marinade, and then they're going to get put in the fridge. Well, I'm going to put the cover on. A little bit more marinade gets poured on top. Look at that. I mean, I couldn't even fit a drop more into that container. And then I put the lid on top. And that's the one that I pulled out, the one chicken breast. I put it in just like a little baggie. I think I'll cook it in the air fryer tonight, just so I have something to eat. And it's just one chicken breast. So I'm just going to twisty it up and throw it in the fridge. However, you could do this and put it in the freezer. And then it just marinates in the freezer. Pull it out and it's ready to grill. You know, pull it out, defrost it, and it's ready to grill. So I'm just going to snap the top on. Once the top's on, I just give it a little shake. And then I can show you how easy it is to flip over, even packed as much as it is, and give it about 12 hours or overnight or 24 hours. And you'll have absolutely amazing tandoori chicken.